Hi, this is for Libra, and Libra, this is a reading for the Halloween. I'm going to look at messages from beyond the veil. I'm going to look at message from your angels, a message from your higher self, a message from your spirit guides, and a message from your ancestors or past loved ones. I'm going to draw an oracle card, and that oracle card is the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. Right. Okay, I've got these cards. So this is for Libra for Halloween. What are the messages? So this is from your ancestors or past loved ones. So we've got the King of Wands. And it's amazing how many court cards have come out in this position. The King of Wands, somebody dynamic, somebody who really knows their mind and isn't afraid to give their point of view. So have a think and see if you know someone like that. So the card from your spirit guides is the Nine of Wands. So it's more fire energy. And the card from your angels, from your angels, please. That's the Five of Pentacles. And from your higher self, is the Two of Swords, which is a Libra card. Okay. So I'm going to start with your angels. This is the Five of Pentacles, so it can be quite a challenging energy. It's an energy of feeling the lack. You know, you could be feeling the lack of a person. What I'm getting with this is a desire for you to move on from this energy. And it could even be that you feel that you shouldn't be here, you don't deserve to be in this energy, you deserve to be more on the energy of the Six of Pentacles, which is, you know, getting perhaps some help. It could even be that you're the kind of person who's the one who is usually giving help, but you may actually need it in some way. And the message from the angels with this is to ask for help. You know, to ask for help from your angels. And it might be to actually ask for some sort of practical help. You may be waiting for some help, but this is saying, yes, ask and do. And, you know, the light's coming from above. So the angels are there to help you. There's some sort of initiation needed by you. And what I'm getting is if you are waiting for somebody else to give you the say-so or, you know, pave the way, I'm getting that you need to take that step. You need to take a step in some area of your life to move on from this energy. So the message from your spirit guides is that you may need to, you're very near the final stage of something, and it could be this, deciding to actually make a move, make a change and move on from this. The Nine of Pentacles here, he is pausing. It kind of looks like he's contemplating. It doesn't look like he's exhausted like the usual Nine of Pentacles, but it looks like he's contemplating his next step. And the spirit guides are saying the time for contemplation, you can contemplate so long, but sometimes it's very hard to then make up your mind what to do. You know, and as it's coming back to that, I'm getting a message from them also to not wait for the okay for somebody else, or for somebody else to show you the way, or for somebody else to say, yes, you can do it, because the message is that you can do it. You may know what's holding you back, or you may not. But the thing is, you need to find that out. Are you somebody who meditates? This is from your higher self. This is the Two of Swords, and this can be about going within, going inside, finding some quiet space, and allowing the answers to come to you. But it's also about using your intuition, and I'm seeing this as your higher self affirming to you that yes, you can make this decision. I think that there's some sort of decision coming up for you. And I'm also getting to not let a exaggerated sense of diplomacy or an exaggerated sense of, you know, fairness. Oh, I've got to let the other person, I've got to let the other situation have their say, have their way, have their, you know, let them have their say, but perhaps don't let them have their way. You know, you can't always walk the middle line. It feels like you need to make some sort of decision, and that might, for you, go against the grain. The decision that you know you have to make might be a tricky one, and it might be, you know, quite challenging, because it might mean perhaps that you need to move on from something, either a mindset, you know, some sort of situation in your life, in your material world, is needed for you to actually move and to shift. And your higher self is saying that you've got everything it takes to do that. And to seek some sort of solace, as I say, through meditation perhaps, to get the right, it's perhaps the right ideas, and some peace around a decision that needs to be made. And it's interesting because this past loved one is a what's the word? Consummate leader. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to do it. And I feel that there's somebody that has passed, you know, either you knew very well. I feel that it's kind of giving me sort of uncle, not immediate family vibes, but it could be, you know, it could be a father, it could be a grandfather. It doesn't have to be male, but it's definitely, the wands are male, it's a male energy. And it's like, and it's interesting, he's got this little figure on his shoulder. So, you know, I'm kind of getting it's almost like joking with you, sort of saying, well, yeah, I know what you're like. You want to consider this, you want to consider the person, you want to consider people's feelings, and you want to look at the bigger picture. You want it all sort of planned out and kind of rationalize it. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you've just got to follow your passion. If you know what you want, and, you know, you really have to make plans to get that, is what I'm getting from this past loved one. I'm also being shown blonde hair too. So I don't know, you know, you might have blonde hair, they might have blonde hair. I'm seeing a male with blonde hair, kind of honey blonde hair. So let's have a look at this. Where all things pause and begin again. The underworld. So there's a life there, isn't there? There's a life from past loved ones. There's the skull here, and there's a pomegranate, which is I think it's a very creative energy. The pomegranate's on the 3 of the Empress card. The Empress is ruled by Venus, and you're ruled by Venus. So it's really, the fruit of something that has died. And I do feel that this is there's a situation that perhaps you are concerned about loss, concerned about lack, concerned about losing something. This card here to me is saying that there is growth from that. There's going to be growth from whatever you perhaps will be leaving behind. And I'm also getting the message that it's better for you to, and this is interesting because these messages are coming randomly and they're all in unison. They're all in unison with us. That it's better for this change to come voluntarily than involuntarily. I hope that's helpful, Libra. Have a happy Halloween. Cheers.